What if I told you that the most common piece of advice given to the heartbroken is a trap? A subtle, seductive lie that promises power but delivers only prolonged suffering. You know the one. It's whispered in forums, shouted in advice columns, and presented as the ultimate power move after a relationship ends. The no-contact rule. The logic seems sound, doesn't it? Disappear. Cut them off. Create a void so vast and so silent that they are forced to confront your absence. Let them sit with the consequences of their decision. Let them wonder, let them miss you, let them stew in the regret of letting you go. In theory, your silence becomes your weapon, your absence a constant, haunting presence in their mind. They will break, they say. They always come back. But you and I, we need to have an honest conversation. For the vast majority of people who attempt this, no contact is not a strategy for empowerment. It is a prison of hope. You are not truly disappearing, you are hiding, waiting, watching. Every notification on your phone sends a jolt of adrenaline through your system. Is it them? Every time you post a picture, a part of you is calculating, performing, hoping they will see it and feel a pang of jealousy or regret. You are not living, you are existing in a state of suspended animation, your emotional well-being still chained to the actions and whims of the person who walked away. You are a ghost haunting your own life, bound by the invisible threads of what if and maybe one day. This is not power. This is the very definition of enslavement. It is entrusting the keys to your happiness to the person who locked the door behind them. This video is not another hollow promise. It is not a guide on how to play games to manipulate someone into returning. Games are for children, and you are here to forge yourself into something more. This is a blueprint, drawn from the timeless, unyielding wisdom of Stoicism, for a transformation so profound that it renders the concept of no contact utterly obsolete. We are not going to teach you how to make them miss you. We are going to guide you on the path to becoming someone they are incapable of forgetting, yet can never reach again. This is not about winning them back. It is about winning yourself back, so completely and so fiercely, that their return becomes an irrelevant afterthought. This is the strategy of true indifference. Not a feigned coldness, but a deep, genuine, unshakable peace that comes from absolute self-mastery. The Stoics, men like the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, the playwright and advisor Seneca, the former slave Epictetus, were masters of the human soul. They understood that the universe is chaotic and often cruel, that loss is inevitable, and that the only true domain we command is our inner world. They taught that to be free, one must distinguish between what is in our control and what is not. And the feelings, actions, and regrets of another person are, and always will be, outside of your control. So, if you are tired of waiting, tired of hoping, tired of the gnawing emptiness that comes from outsourcing your self-worth, stay with me. We are about to embark on a journey. We will dismantle the psychological prison you've been living in and replace it, brick by painstaking brick, with a fortress of inner strength. By the end of this journey, you will possess a power they never saw coming, because it was never for them in the first place. If you are ready to stop suffering and start building, then let us begin. The illusion of control and the tyranny of hope. Let's begin by dissecting the wound. To heal it, we must first understand its nature. The initial moments and days after a relationship ends are a descent into a unique kind of chaos. The world, once vibrant and full of shared meaning, becomes a monochrome landscape of painful reminders. Every street corner holds a memory, every song is a eulogy, every quiet moment is filled with the deafening sound of their absence. A man in this state is a man at war with reality. His mind becomes a battlefield. One part of him replays every conversation, every interaction, searching for the fatal error, the moment it all went wrong. Was I not enough? Did I say the wrong thing? If only I had been more. This is the voice of self-flagellation, born from the mistaken belief that if he can just identify the mistake, he can somehow undo it. The other part of his mind projects into a future that now feels terrifyingly empty. I'll never find someone like her again. I will be alone forever. This is the voice of fear, catastrophizing the present moment into a permanent state of being. This internal torment, the obsession with a past you cannot change and a future you cannot predict, is the very definition of suffering, according to the Stoics. As Seneca wrote, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. The pain of the separation is real, yes. But the prolonged agony, the torture, comes from our judgment about the separation. It is our interpretation of the event as a catastrophic failure, a reflection of our inadequacy, that truly breaks us. Epictetus stated it with piercing clarity: men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. She did not break you. Your belief that her departure diminishes your worth is what breaks you. Into this maelstrom of pain comes the siren song of no contact. It feels proactive. It feels like taking back control. Deleting her number, blocking her on social media, resolving not to reach out, these actions provide a temporary, anesthetic relief. For a moment, you feel a surge of strength. I am taking charge. I am showing her she can't treat me this way. But this is the great illusion. For most, this isn't an act of self-preservation, it's a tactic of undeclared war. It's a silent, passive-aggressive siege. You've retreated behind your castle walls, but you spend all day peering through the arrow slits, waiting for the white flag of her surrender, a text, a call, any sign that your silence is working. This is the tyranny of hope. Hope, in this context, is not a virtue. It is a poison. It keeps you tethered to an outcome you cannot control. Every day you wake up and check your phone, you are performing a ritual of disempowerment. You are reaffirming the belief that your peace of mind is contingent on her actions. You are, in essence, telling the universe, I will not be whole until she validates my worth by returning. Think of the psychological toll. The constant vigilance, the over-analysis of every tiny digital breadcrumb. Did she watch your story? What does it mean? Did she like a post from 3 years ago? Is that a sign? This is not the mindset of a strong, centered man. This is the frantic energy of a prisoner rattling the bars of his cage. Women, and people in general, have an intuitive sense for this. They can feel the energy behind the silence. They can distinguish between the man who has truly moved on and the man who is just pretending. When she senses you are merely waiting, your silence doesn't communicate strength, it communicates a pathetic, desperate longing. Your perceived power move is seen for what it is, a game. And if she feels you're playing a game, she may even reach out, not because she misses you, but simply to see if she can still pull your strings. This is the moment of the ultimate test for the man employing tactical no contact. That, hope you're doing well, text arrives. The dam of his resolve breaks. A flood of relief and misplaced triumph courses through him. It worked. He responds too quickly, too eagerly. He reveals his hand. He shows, in that one moment, that he was never detached, never free, just waiting in the wings. And what does she do? She feels that validation she was seeking, confirms that she still holds power over him, and quietly recedes once more, often leaving him more broken and confused than before. He was just a loose end she needed to tie up, an ego boost she needed to feel secure in her decision. You have played a game you were destined to lose from the start. To truly be free, to truly reclaim your power, you must abandon the game entirely. You must kill the hope that keeps you imprisoned. The goal is not to make her feel the loss. The goal is for her loss to become utterly and completely irrelevant to you. This requires a radical shift in perspective. It requires moving from the external world of her actions and feelings to the internal world of your own mind, character, and purpose. This is where the real work begins. This is the Stoic Forge. The Stoic Forge, forging indifference from the fires of pain. The period after a great loss is a crucible. It is a time of immense pressure and heat. Most men are melted down by this fire, emerging misshapen, weaker, and bitter. But the Stoic sees this fire not as a force of destruction, but as a forge. Pain, heartbreak, loneliness, these are not punishments. They are the raw materials to build an unbreakable self. This is not a process of getting over her. That is a passive concept that implies waiting for time to do the work. This is an active, deliberate, and often brutal process of rebuilding yourself from the bedrock up. It is a process grounded in the single most powerful tool of Stoic philosophy, the dichotomy of control. Epictetus laid it out with stark simplicity: some things are in our control and others not. Things in our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever are our own actions. Things not in our control are body, property, reputation, command, and, in one word, whatever are not our own actions. Let us apply this with surgical precision to your situation. What is not in your control? Her feelings for you. Whether she regrets her decision. Who she is with now. What she says about you to others. Whether she ever contacts you again. Her happiness, her life, her choices. To expend even a single joule of mental energy trying to influence, change, or worry about these things is the definition of insanity. It is like shouting at the rain to stop. You will only end up hoarse, wet, and powerless. The first step in the forge is a radical, unconditional surrender. You must let go of every single thing on this list. Grieve it, mourn it, and then release it. What is in your control? Your thoughts and judgments about this situation. Your actions from this moment forward. The standards you set for yourself. The effort you put into your physical and mental well-being. The people you choose to surround yourself with. The purpose you decide to pursue. This is your domain. This is your kingdom. The entirety of your focus, your energy, your will, must be redirected here. The pain you feel is the fuel for this reconstruction. Every pang of loneliness must be transmuted into another set of reps at the gym. Every wave of regret must be channeled into another page read, another skill learned, another step taken toward your purpose. This transformation is holistic. It occurs on three fronts: the mind, the body, and the spirit. 1. Mastering the mind, the citadel within. Your mind is a citadel. Right now, its gates have been breached, and its courtyards are overrun with the chaotic armies of grief, anger, and obsession. Your first task is to restore order. Practice negative visualization, premeditatio malorum. This isn't pessimism, it's resilience training. Seneca advised we regularly contemplate the loss of all that we hold dear. You have already experienced the loss. Now, take it further. Contemplate a future where you never hear from her again. Imagine her married, happy, completely oblivious to your existence. Sit with that discomfort. Breathe through it. Why? Because as Seneca said, he who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive. By facing the worst-case scenario in your mind, you rob it of its terror. You are conditioning yourself to accept reality, no matter how harsh. Journaling as a rational dialogue. Marcus Aurelius did not write his meditations for us. He wrote them for himself, as a form of cognitive therapy. Each night, take pen to paper. Do not simply vent your emotions. Interrogate them. I feel overwhelming sadness today. Why? Because I missed the future I thought we had. Was that future ever guaranteed? Was it within my control? No. What is in my control? My actions right now. What is one action I can take to build a new future for myself? I feel angry that she left. Is my anger changing the past? No. Is it improving my present? No. It is like drinking poison and expecting her to suffer. What would a virtuous response be? To accept what has happened and focus my energy on my own growth. This Socratic dialogue with yourself is the process of replacing irrational, emotional judgments with rational, virtuous ones. You are training yourself to see the world not as you wish it were, but as it is. The view from above. When the pain feels all-consuming, practice this visualization. Imagine yourself floating up, out of your room, above your city, above your country, until the earth is just a small blue marble in the vast, silent expanse of the cosmos. From this vantage point, see your life, your heartbreak. See how small, how temporary it is in the grand, sweeping epic of existence. Marcus Aurelius used this to remind himself, think of the universal substance, of which you are a very small portion, and of universal time, of which a short and indivisible interval has been assigned to you, and of that which is fixed by destiny, and how small a part of it you are. This exercise does not invalidate your pain, it contextualizes it. It grants you perspective, the antidote to obsession. 2. Hardening the body, the armor of discipline. A warrior's mind requires a warrior's body. The connection is not metaphorical, it is physiological. Physical hardship is a direct path to mental fortitude. Embrace voluntary discomfort. The Stoics actively sought out discomfort to inoculate themselves against the unavoidable hardships of life. You must do the same. Take cold showers. The shock of the cold water forces you into the present moment. Your mind cannot wander to her when it is dealing with the immediate, visceral reality of the cold. In that moment, you are forced to control your breath, to endure. Each cold shower is a small victory, a declaration that you can withstand discomfort. Train with intent. The gym is not just a place to build muscle, it is a laboratory for building character. Every workout is a series of controlled, voluntary struggles. When your muscles burn and your mind screams to stop, you have a choice. Do you give in, or do you push for one more rep? That moment is a microcosm of life. Pushing through that physical pain builds the mental calluses necessary to push through emotional pain. The discipline you forge lifting weights is the same discipline you will use to master your thoughts. Your physical transformation is merely the outward manifestation of your inner one. When you look in the mirror and see a stronger, more defined physique, you are not just seeing muscle. You are seeing evidence of your promises to yourself, kept. Control your appetites. Stoicism preaches temperance, mastery over your desires. This includes what you consume. Clean up your diet. Remove the junk food, the excess sugar, the alcohol that you use to numb the pain. Eating clean is an act of self-respect. It says, "My body is not a trash can for my sorrow. It is a temple, and I will honor it." This discipline over what you put into your body directly translates to discipline over the thoughts you allow into your mind. 3. Reclaiming the spirit, the search for a new North Star. Your spirit, your sense of purpose, has been hollowed out because for a time, she was your purpose. Your North Star has vanished, and you are adrift. You must now find a new one, a star that resides within you, one that can never be extinguished by another person. Define your purpose. Tell us the ultimate goal of a Stoic is to live a life of virtue, to live in accordance with nature as a rational and social being. Your purpose is not to be happy or to find another person. Your purpose is to become the best version of yourself, to be wise, courageous, just, and temperate. What does that look like for you? Wisdom. Commit to learning. Read the great books. Study a new skill. Become an expert in your field. Courage. Do something that scares you every week. Speak up in a meeting. Approach a stranger. Face a fear you've been avoiding. Justice. How can you be of service to others? Mentor someone. Volunteer your time. Be a better son, brother, or friend. The quickest way to forget your own problems is to help someone with theirs. Temperance. Practice the discipline of the body and mind we've already discussed. When you have a purpose larger than your pain, the pain shrinks in significance. You are no longer a man defined by a breakup, you are a man on a mission. Practice amor fati, love of fate. This is perhaps the most advanced and powerful Stoic concept. Do not just accept your fate, love it. See this heartbreak not as a tragedy, but as a necessary and essential event that was required to place you on this path of transformation. Nietzsche, who was deeply influenced by the Stoics, put it this way: my formula for greatness in a human being is amor fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity. Not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it, but love it. Be grateful for the pain. Be grateful for the heartbreak. It was the catalyst. It was the fire of the forge. Without it, you would have remained the man she left. Because of it, you will become the man she could never have. This is the work. It is not easy. It is not quick. It is a day-in, day-out battle fought in the silence of your own mind and the sweat of your own effort. There will be days you want to quit. There will be days the old hope creeps back in. On those days, you simply return to the work. You return to the forge. You are not just building a better life. You are building a better man. And soon, the world will begin to notice. The art of silent power, presence, purpose, and the inevitable aura. There is a law of nature that is as true in human psychology as it is in physics: a vacuum demands to be filled. When you fully commit to the path of self-mastery, you are no longer projecting your energy outward, seeking validation from her. You are pulling it inward, concentrating it, creating a powerful gravitational center within yourself. The man who is constantly talking about his goals, posting his progress, and explaining his philosophy is leaking energy. His power is diffuse. But the man who moves in silence, whose actions are his only explanation, his energy becomes dense, potent. He develops an aura. It's not something he cultivates intentionally, it is the natural byproduct of a life lived with purpose and presence. This is the phase where the tables turn, not because you are playing a game, but because you have fundamentally changed the nature of your reality. The dark side of attraction, the psychology of loss. Human beings are wired with a deep-seated aversion to loss. We value what is scarce and desire what we cannot have. When you were with her, you were abundant, available. Your attention, your affection, your presence, these were commodities she had in ample supply. When she left, she did so under the assumption that this supply, while gone for now, could likely be accessed again in the future if she so chose. This is the subconscious calculation of the one who leaves. But the man who emerges from the Stoic forge operates on a different plane. He is not merely unavailable. He has become genuinely, authentically, and completely indifferent. This indifference is the ultimate form of scarcity. It creates a psychological void in her reality that she cannot ignore. She will start to notice the change. It may be through mutual friends or the digital ghost of social media. She expects to see signs of his suffering, sad quotes, a decline in his appearance, a desperate grasping for attention. Instead, she finds nothing. Or worse, she finds evidence of his thriving. He looks better, stronger. He is engaged in new projects, surrounded by new people. He is moving with a quiet confidence she never saw before. There are no bitter posts about exes, no indirect messages, no performance. There is only a man living his life, a life that no longer includes her, or even a space for her. This is what triggers the panic. The questions begin to echo in her mind. Why isn't he broken? Why isn't he trying to get me back? Did I make a mistake? The story she told herself to justify the breakup, that he was weak, that he needed her more than she needed him, begins to crumble. The evidence of his new reality contradicts her narrative. She is now forced to confront a terrifying possibility: the loss is real, permanent, and it is hers. She didn't just lose a boyfriend, she lost a man who was on a trajectory to greatness, a man who not only survived her absence but thrived because of it. Silent domination, let your actions be your argument. The old you would have wanted to rub this in her face. To shout, look at me now. Don't you regret it? The new you understands that this impulse is still a form of weakness, a lingering need for her validation. True power, Stoic power, is silent. It does not need to announce itself. Your new life is the only statement you need to make. Embody your philosophy, Epictetus's command, don't explain your philosophy. Embody it, becomes your mantra. You don't talk about being disciplined, you are the person who never misses a workout. You don't preach about resilience, you are the person who handles setbacks with calm resolve. You don't boast about your new purpose, you are the man absorbed in his work, his mission. The power of presence, when you are no longer mentally orbiting her, your presence in your own life becomes 100%. When you are in a conversation, you are fully there. You listen deeply. You speak with intention. People feel this. They are drawn to it. This centeredness is incredibly magnetic. It's the polar opposite of the distracted, needy energy you once projected. The aura of mystery is not a tactic you employ, it's a state you achieve. When you stop broadcasting your every thought, feeling, and action to the world, you naturally become a mystery. People don't know what you're thinking because you are busy doing, not talking. They wonder what drives you because your motivation is internal, not external. This is not the contrived mystery of a pickup artist, it is the profound enigma of a man with a rich inner life, a man who is complete on his own. He doesn't need to post a picture of the book he's reading, he is too busy absorbing its wisdom. He doesn't need to film his workout, he is too focused on the mind-muscle connection. He doesn't need to broadcast his success, he is already planning his next move. This silent, relentless forward motion is deeply unsettling to those who expect stagnation and weakness. Your growth becomes a quiet judgment on their choice to leave. You never say a word, but your entire existence becomes a testament to their miscalculation. This is the essence of winning without fighting. You are so absorbed in building your own empire that you don't even notice the ruins of the old one. And from a distance, she will watch. And she will wonder. And eventually, that wondering will curdle into a question she has to ask. She will reach out. It is inevitable. And how you handle that moment will be the final test of your transformation. The ultimate test and the attainment of true freedom. The message will arrive. It will be disguised as casual, nonchalant. A simple, "Hey, how have you been?" or a reaction to a story. It may come after months, or even years, of silence. But it will come. For the man who was merely playing the no-contact game, this is the moment of his downfall. It's the validation he has been starving for, and he will devour it like a man dying of thirst. But for you, the man forged in the Stoic fire, this moment is not a test of your will. It is a graduation ceremony. It is the final confirmation that you have achieved what you set out to do, you have become free. When the message appears on your screen, you will not feel a jolt of excitement or a surge of anxiety. You will feel nothing. Or perhaps, a mild, distant curiosity, the way one might observe a leaf falling from a tree. It is an event in the world, separate from you, holding no intrinsic power over your inner state. You have spent countless hours mastering the dichotomy of control. Her reaching out is an external event. It is not in your kingdom. Your response, however, is. And a man who has cultivated true indifference does not respond from a place of emotion, not anger, not triumph, not longing. He responds, if at all, from a place of tranquil reason. So, what do you do? The Stoic response protocol. Pause and observe, do not reply immediately. The urge to do so is a ghost of your old self. Instead, observe the reaction within you. Is there a flicker of the old hope? A hint of smug satisfaction? A shadow of the old pain? Acknowledge it without judgment, as you would a passing cloud. Let it dissipate. You are the sky, not the cloud. Consult your purpose, ask yourself one question: does responding to this person serve my purpose? Does it help me become a wiser, more courageous, more just man? Does it align with the mission I am on? 99 times out of 100, the answer will be a resounding no. Engaging with her is a detour. It is a journey back into a past that has nothing left to teach you. Your energy is your most precious resource, and it is reserved for building your future, not revisiting a museum of your heartbreak. The power of civil disinterest, if you choose to respond, and often, the most powerful response is no response at all, your reply must be governed by one principle: civil disinterest. Be polite, you are not a bitter, vengeful person. You are a Stoic. You treat all human beings with a baseline of dignity. Rudeness is a sign of being emotionally affected. Be brief, your time and attention are valuable. Do not write paragraphs. Do not ask engaging questions. A simple, "I'm doing well, hope you are too," is sufficient. It is a closed door, politely offered. Be final, do not leave openings for further conversation. Your response should be a clean, concise end to the interaction. You are not there to catch up, to rehash the past, or to give her the closure she is suddenly seeking. Her emotional turmoil is not your responsibility. Imagine her expectation. She is anticipating one of two reactions: the bitter, angry response of a man still wounded, or the eager, hopeful response of a man who was just waiting for her to return. Your civil disinterest provides neither. It is a third option she was not prepared for. It communicates something far more devastating than anger. It communicates irrelevance. It tells her, without a single word of accusation, that your life has moved on so completely that her reappearance is a minor, uninteresting event. You are not playing hard to get, you are hard to get, because you are no longer available on any emotional, mental, or spiritual level. This is the moment her regret will crystallize. All her wondering, all her curiosity, will crash against the unbreakable wall of your indifference. She will finally understand, in a way your silence could never convey, the true magnitude of her loss. She didn't just lose a version of you. She lost all future versions of you. The attainment of true freedom. And in that moment, you will realize the profound truth of your journey. This was never about her. It was never about making her regret her decision. The need for her to regret it was the last, lingering chain that bound you to her. When you no longer care whether she regrets it or not, you are truly free. Her reaching out is not a victory. Your indifference is the victory. The peace you feel is the victory. The purpose that drives you every morning is the victory. You have transformed the greatest pain of your life into the greatest power of your life. You have mastered yourself. You are no longer the man who was left. You are the man who has arrived. You wake up each morning not with a gnawing emptiness, but with a clear and driving purpose. You walk into every room not seeking validation, but radiating a quiet confidence that comes from within. You look at your past not with bitterness, but with a strange and serene sense of gratitude, for it was the harsh pressure that turned you from a lump of carbon into a diamond. You have become, in the truest sense of the word, unbreakable. Your happiness is not contingent on anyone's presence or absence. It is the unshakable foundation of your own fortified soul. The life you have built is on your terms. And the past has nothing left for you, because your future is too bright to look back. We have walked the Stoic path together, from the depths of heartbreak to the peak of self-mastery. We have seen how the hollow tactic of no contact is a prison of hope, and how the Stoic principles of indifference, self-control, and purpose are the keys to true freedom. This journey is not about forgetting who broke your heart. It is about becoming someone so strong that the memory no longer has power. It is about turning your deepest wounds into your greatest strengths. If this philosophy resonates with you, if you are ready to stop waiting and start building, then your journey is just beginning. This channel, BAudio, is your forge. It is a place dedicated to the cultivation of a resilient mind and an unbreakable spirit. To continue on this path with us, take 3 simple actions. First, like this video as a declaration to yourself that you are choosing strength over suffering. Second, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, so you never miss a tool for your mental arsenal. And third, leave a comment below. Write, "I control my destiny." Let this be your first step, a public commitment to the man you are choosing to become. Your story might be the one that inspires another person in the comments to begin their own transformation. Let's build a community of strong, centered individuals together. Remember, the goal was never to win her back. The goal was to make her irrelevant. Welcome to your new reality.